All right, gang. It is. What is today? It's Tuesday. Sorry, it's getting close to my bedtime, so. But I want to jump on here. We're gonna stay live with this for a little while. With some of the severe storms, I just did a radio hit on WIBC. Those of you that were just listening, and I said that I was gonna jump on, so. Definitely wanted to kind of get going here, and so we're just going to go straight into radar, and we're going to sit here and dissect. John, thank you. Appreciate that. I'm trying to stream on my YouTube channel, too. We'll see if that's actually going to work or not. We will see. It is streaming, so that's the good news. So... All right, just trying some new things out here. All right, got about 24 of you here. So here's the deal, guys. So we have a tornado watch in effect until 9 p.m. Let me go over to, stand by real quick. Let's go over to my other radar here. Let me zoom out. So everybody in pink here, this is a tornado watch. It's going to go until 11 o'clock tonight. Lisa, what's up? Sam, good to see you. And I'll be hanging with you here for a while, guys. So I had a good nap today. So we'll be tracking these here together. Good news is I did not see any reports of touchdowns. We did have one tornado warning with this guy right here. This was in Terre Haute earlier, and then went through Brazil. We're going to have to watch this one, though, guys. This has got this has had some signs of rotation. You see this notch there. That's kind of a little bit of a hook echo. Now, if you look on the inside of this, it's pretty ragged. I need a better color table than that. That's awful. I'll go back to the other radar for that. But it is some ragged rotation. So right now it's just a severe thunderstorm warning. Hey, Kim. Thanks for checking in. Good to have all of you on board. Again, I'm on my Facebook page. I am also streaming on my heavily neglected YouTube channel that I'm trying to kind of be better about including. So, all right. So we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings right now in our state. One is for Putnam County. There is a potential for up to golf ball size hail with this one. Max wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour. What I like about this radar, I'll be using this quite a bit, is we can kind of do what we do on TV here. And let's see. So we do have estimated time frames here. Amo at 5:44, Clayton at 5:51, Plainfield about 5:59, and then Speedway at around 6:12 is what we're looking at there, okay? So there you go. See, I told you had no issues. You're going to get your yard cut. Always trust the weather guy. All right. I'm trying to still get a little bit organized here, guys. Stand by as we're kind of waiting for. Hopefully, it won't ramp up too much. I will say that we've got, the concern for the day is that there is a lot of juice in the atmosphere. Okay, and what I mean by that is, just for an example. If I go to the surface and I turn on the dew points. So dew points I don't show on TV very much. But dew point temperature, all it is a measurement of how much moisture is in the air. And anything above 60 degrees is considered humid. All right? 70 is kind of oppressive. This time of year, you can get some upper 60s and low 70s. Doesn't happen very often. So we're into the mid 60s. So that is plenty enough moisture. All right. We got a lot of juice. A lot of juice. So that's like one ingredient. We've got some other things. Let me see if I can turn off the... Just going to turn off the watch here. But we also have a lot of lift in the atmosphere. And then one of the other things that I kind of look at here is how much spin is in the atmosphere. And so this is what we call the significant tornado, the STP, all right? Significant tornado parameter. The blues are kind of noteworthy. When you start kind of getting into the pinks, that's where you're kind of starting to get a little bit of the rotation there. And actually, I got that backwards. The pinks are lower. The blues there's some higher spin. So you can see there's maybe some higher levels here. So we're going to watch as these storms kind of move to the east. And we started to kind of think that the more east these storms got, the more favorable the environment could be for tornadic development. All right. I'm going to flip back over to my level 2 radar real quick because it actually does the velocity a little bit better. You know, as much as that storm is still trying to show a little bit of a hook near Putnamville, so this would be in southern Putnam County. You know, there's just not much there. I mean, you're talking extremely broad rotation here. All right. Oh, by the way, I know we got a lot of you here, about 100 of you. I appreciate that, at least on my Facebook page. Likes and shares and comments goes a long way. You guys know how Facebook works. It's weird. It's got an algorithm, all that other stuff. It changes every week, but I think the constant is if there's some likes and their shares and interaction, it makes it a little bit more visible. And so it's always appreciated, especially on days like today where, you know, I'm just jumping on because I want to be able to get the word out. It's one of those days that, look, we're in outdoor sports season. And so I know a lot of, you know, superintendents and athletic directors and all that kind of little league presidents and all that kind of stuff are kind of watching this real carefully. And any way I can help out to hopefully get games in that you don't have to make up, but you can stay safe. That's why we're here. So the strongest storm right now really appears to be up north. And this would be kind of on the Tipton. Well, it's coming out of Clinton County and going into Tipton County. And I'd say there's probably a little bit of hail in there. There might be a little bit of rotation kind of trying to get going there. It's very broad around Michigan Town, Kempton, kind of right on State Road 28 between Frankfort and Tipton, all right, in northern parts of central Indiana. That's kind of where we're seeing a little bit of rotation. It's not real impressive. None of the storms right now are really spinning quickly. So Alessandra, question was asked, how long are the severe storms going to be? So we're kind of in the beginning window right now, okay? And then we will see the window kind of close around 9 p.m., 9 to 10 p.m., okay? These are going to be kind of isolated here and there. And again, we're not going to see this, you know, all over. There's going to be some of you that may not even get a drop of rain, to be honest with you. But the concern is these are, you know, if I zoom out here, this is a little bit different than some of the times we've talked when we've had like a big, long line that moves through, right? What we call an MCS. We had that this morning, or late morning, around lunchtime. But that was a big, long line that came out of the plains and went through Iowa and Missouri and Illinois, weakened as it got here. Now, this eventually will become a line, but it may be out of our state before that happens. So the problem is, what happens is these storms, when they are discrete, they fire up on their own, and there's no other storm around them that's sucking up the energy. All right. And so they're allowed to just expand freely and strengthen freely and rotate freely. And so that's kind of the concern for the day today. All right. Hey, Sally. Muncie's okay right now. Technically, you're not under a tornado watch yet, but that may change. Pardon me, guys. I'm going to try to get back with your comments here. I know a lot of you are asking like specific towns, and I would say if you're watching me in Central Indiana, time frame is 5 right now, 5 p.m. All right, so it's almost 5:30 now to 10 or 9 or 10 p.m. Okay, I can't tell you because of how these storms are lining up. I can't give you an exact time on when a severe storm could hit your town. So I just say be on alert between now and 10 p.m. Okay? South had quarter size sale. Thank you, Brandy. Appreciate you. Barbara, you're in Tipton. You're about to get a pretty good sell coming your way. There is a severe thunderstorm warning just to your west. Okay? And it looks like they are expanding that now into Howard and Tipton counties. There may come a point, too, gang, that I may have to... I'll stay on the Facebook Live, but I may have to do live radio. If that happens, I'll give you guys a heads up. You'll still be able to hear me and what I'm talking about, so... Tammy said already postponed conference track meet in Edinburgh for tonight. Yeah, that's probably a good call. Probably a good call. Even if you got lightning in the area, which no doubt will probably happen. There's nothing down there yet, but doesn't mean it won't be here shortly, so. Again, I always appreciate the likes and the shares, friends. I appreciate it. Whiteland, you probably got... let's see, we're putting the motion on here. You might have 30 minutes if you go now. Jessica, not necessarily. Well, it's a yes and no because it kind of depends. Jessica asked, can the wind slightly weaken the severe weather? Depending on the strength, the direction. So the problem with today is you've got two types of winds that really help promote severe weather. One is changing direction with height. Okay, so at the surface, it may be coming out of the south. You go 1,000 feet up, it comes out of the south and west, and you go another 1,000 feet up, it comes out of the west, and so on and so on and so on. So it kind of turns. So what does that do is that creates your spin, all right? And then the other is increasing speeds with height, which typically happens anyway. But if you get both of those, what that also allows for is these thunderstorms, when they get going, they get these big towers. You guys have all seen like the big cumulonimbus towers in the anvil, right? Well, for the really nasty storms, they'll what keeps them really going is if you have changing speed with height, it creates a tilt to that the tower up to the anvil head. And so you don't have the updraft and the downdraft choking each other out, basically. And so the storm in itself can survive longer. So now, if you don't have those kind of diverging winds and that kind of stuff, then yes, it could help to limit severe weather potential. But you desperately need, changing wind direction with height, changing wind speed with height to promote not only thunderstorms, but severe weather as well. Okay? Jessica, same thing. Like I've been saying, it's hard to say when a storm is going to be right over your town. You know, St. Paul, for example. I'm just saying that we're kind of in that window now. There's about a 5-hour window now, down to 4.5. So between now and say around 10 o'clock at the latest. Okay. Tanya, eventually the cells will. Um, The cells will kind of form in one long line, but not for a while. Somebody asked about the Kelly. Heard that there was a tornado warning in Terre Haute moving this way. Yes, that is currently not a warning, and it is this storm right here, Kelly. I'm zooming in on it. It just moved out of Greencastle, and it's now entering into Hendricks County. It is moving directly toward Indianapolis. As of right now, there is some rotation. It is very weak and broad. It's right here. Okay. Right between 40 and 70. Right, let's say in between Cloverdale and Eminence and Stylesville, Fillmore and Putnamville. Okay. It's just like in a beige area here. So it's not even enough to have the Weather Service warrant a tornado warning. Okay. Sunny in Montgomery County. And you guys just had some storms rolling over your neighborhood. So, Sally, I'm happy to do it. Thank you for tagging along here, and I always appreciate everybody jumping on board. We'll be here for a little while, kind of watching these storms, ride them out. Hopefully, again, some of them can start spinning here a little bit, so I want everybody to be on guard, but we're all kind of hoping for the best here. You know, it doesn't mean we're in a level 3 out of 5. That's an elevated risk, but it's not a, oh my gosh, you know, we're going to see a gazillion tornadoes here. It's just one of these days you just need to be on alert. All right. And that's why we're here. So. All right, Alan, let me know how the YouTube thing is. This is like my first time and I didn't really get to do much research. I just said, okay, I'm going to stream on YouTube. So, let me know how it is. The quality on my computer doesn't look awesome. I might have to tweak that. So always happy to hear your feedback. We can play around with it as we go. But it is something that I would like to add in here. Ashley, I'm happy to do it. Thank you. Connie, it's my pleasure. So again, just kind of resetting, guys. We hit 5:35. 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. I'm going to go over to the chat and see what they're saying right now. Weather Service storm moving toward Tipton has more rotation with it. Looks like it might be trying to tighten up a little bit. Next storm of concern is moving into Lebanon. So really where we're watching right now, guys, are these two storms here. Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation. Not a ton. Not a ton. All right, but we're watching this here. All right, so if you guys are watching us up, say around Tipton, I saw somebody in Tipton, just, you know, be aware that it's trying to go a little bit, but it's not tightening up the spin right now, but there's definitely some rotation. So I want you to kind of be on alert for that, okay? Lebanon, also, there's a pretty good cell. I'm looking straight at basically just southwest of Lebanon. So if you are in Hamilton County, so Whitestown, Zionsville, kind of need to be, you know, heads up here. Sheridan, Westfield, and Carmel, all right? So it looks like they've got some reports of a rotating wall cloud with this storm here, but no lowering on it. All right. So we'll watch that. Good, Alan. I love to hear that. Thank you. Since Alan went ahead and gave me the go-ahead, you guys always ask, hey, do you stream on this or that? If you've got a smart TV. Now, I'm not on YouTube TV, but actually YouTube, the app. I am also streaming this on YouTube. So if you guys want to do that and watch it on TV, I'm there too. First time for trying this out, so we'll see how it goes. But I'd obviously like to do a little bit more with that. So, Stephanie, broad rotation does not mean tornado. What it means is, I guess probably the best analogy was like if you watch figure skating and you know when the figure skater is doing spins but their arms are way out, that's broad rotation. A tightening of that would be when they're bringing their arms in, all right, and they get going, and that would be how like a tornado goes. So, kind of think of it that way. I guess would probably be I hope that explains it well. 15 north of Bloomington right now. You're okay. Looks like there's a couple of storms that are trying to get going in, you got a little bit of rain in northern Monroe County. So I'm assuming if you're 15 miles north of Bloomington, you're kind of close to the Morgan County, Monroe County line. There's a little rainmaker right now in Martinsville, nothing too crazy. This one by Spencer and Owen County is trying to get going here a little bit. It looks like we just extended the severe thunderstorm warning now. And we are butting right up against Marion County. It's not officially in Marion County. And this is a good reminder, guys. Again, we have a tornado watch, okay? Tornado watch. And I know some municipalities, not all, some counties, not all, I know Marion County is one of them, that will sound the sirens if there is a severe thunderstorm warning in a tornado watch, all right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a tornado, okay? So I want to just stress that. Some of you may be hearing sirens shortly. That is why. There's currently no tornado warnings as of 5:39 p.m. Currently active, okay? This one's really kind of getting going here in this is in Tipton County. And again, pretty broad rotation still, all right? I'm not seeing it tighten up yet. So that's a good thing. Just like looking at all the things here. Good question. I might be able to drop the link, maybe. I know I just have a YouTube channel. Probably just search my name, maybe. All right. So, strongest storm of the day right now is north of Indianapolis. Looks like radar's estimating about 1.25 inches, so that put us close to golf ball size hail. And I would say that we're probably getting that on reflectivity here. This kind of hot pink that you're seeing would tell me. So Sharpsville. So here's the Howard County line there, Indian Heights. Kokomo's way up here. This will miss Kokomo. Green triangles are markers on the radio, John, that there's algorithms actually on this radar product that I use, and notes where there's likely hail. And so that's, I know it's probably tough to see me hovering over it. Now see that it just went down. So now it's estimating less than 1/4 inch. So, and look, you get this from time to time with a lot of these storms. They're very pulsy, I guess would be kind of the, I don't know if that's like a true term, but I think it describes it well. They're going to pulse. They're going to strengthen. They're going to weaken. They're going to strengthen. They're going to weaken. And that's not just with hail. That's with rotation. They go in. They're very cyclical. Okay. So, which is why we want to kind of keep an eye on, especially because these are all, if I zoom out, these are all very standalone, right? This isn't a big, long line where, you know, once it kind of gets in a line, there's going to be kind of one part of that line is just going to take over. And that's going to be the strong part of that storm. These are all, right now, standalone thunderstorms, okay? So you don't have any of these other thunderstorms that are trying to maybe suck up the energy. Now, you could argue and maybe say, well, maybe the Lebanon storm here can suck up, you know, the energy off of this one and Tipton, but this looks to be kind of the primary cell right now. So I would say that it's probably the opposite. The Tipton County cell is probably going to continue to weaken this this cell right now. I think that they're close enough together that could be a possibility, okay? Radar program is called Gibson Ridge. If you look up Gibson Ridge, they have several products. They have a level 2, they have a level 3. You do have to pay a subscription, but it is a pretty good radar. So, my pleasure. Stephanie, they are, like I said though, like Stephanie just asked, are these storms strengthening? They're like I said, they're pulsing. All right, they're kind of going back and forth a little bit. It is running into untapped environment, and what I mean by that is, we haven't had any storms go through here since that line around lunchtime. So it's 5:43 right now, and so I mean we're as these continue to move east, it's kind of getting into more unstable environment, and you may see these kind of ramp up here a little bit. Tanya, yeah, I think part of it is they're just waiting to see how this is all going to progress. But just from what I have been seeing, the environment, and honestly, it's looked this way for the past couple of days. The environment has looked a little bit better in eastern Indiana. So, like, State Road 3 from Muncie all the way down to Greensburg is technically not in a tornado watch yet. The big reason why is because of how long it was taking, these storms to kind of get going and that kind of thing. So we got 2 strong storms right now, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. That's it. Let's get you a time frame on maybe if I can get this guy to go here. Maybe. There we go. All right. So here's your ETAs. I know this is probably going to be a little bit small for you guys, so I'll try to read them for you. 5:35. Well, that's already past the time. I would hope that would have already updated. Windfall 5:57. Fairmount, so that's in Grant County at 6:23, and Jonesboro at 6:26. All right, looks like we have a new tornado warning now. Looks like they have just now. Let me go back over to, and I'll go ahead and, guys, give you a warning that I may need to. I'll stay on the stream, but I may be on the phone with a radio station that I do weather for. So here's the tornado warned storm. Again, broad rotation. I want to see what the Weather Service is saying about this. So, all right, tornado warning for southeastern Howard County, northern Tipton County until 6:30. 5:45, you just saw it right there. It's that red polygon. I'll flip over to the radar real quick. You can see that new red polygon. All right. Severe thunderstorm was capable of producing a tornado located 11 miles east of Frankfort, moving east at 35 miles per hour. And this was radar indicated rotation. Radar indicated. That's important. All right. Now, I mean, I want anybody that lives in this area to take shelter. All right. I know this is a pretty rural area of Tipton County. All right. Tipton technically is, I guess you could say, in this. They're kind of on the southern edge, and I think it's going to miss you just north. But if you live between Sharpsville and Tipton, you need to be in your safe spot. And if you're in Windfall, you need to be in your safe spot as well. Okay? 35 mile per hour is the movement on this. All right, so that's the this is the main one right here, is this tornado warning. We also still have the severe thunderstorm warning for Hendricks County. I didn't want to leave you guys out. There is not as much rotation with this. This looks to be more of a hail issue, potentially up to ping pong ball or golf ball size hail there. All right, so really the concern is right now with this tornado warned storm, we might be seeing this tighten up just a little bit. Okay. Again, friends, if you are on Facebook and you're just joining us, first of all, thank you. Second of all, we always appreciate the likes and the shares or comments. And I am, for the first time today, I'm also streaming on YouTube. So if you guys have smart TVs and you have the YouTube app, not the YouTube TV, that's different. That's the subscription for actual television. But if you're on you have YouTube on your television, I am also streaming there. You just have to look up Marcus Bailey. Might be Marcus Bailey Weather, one or the other. But we're just trying something out here and seeing what works, what doesn't. So feel free to join in there. It also has a chat. I'm kind of periodically checking that. I've been mainly on the Facebook chat, though. So happy to have you guys on board. Again, the rotation that we have for this one tornado warning, it's in Tipton County. Now it's starting to tighten up a little bit here. So we need to watch this. This is just north of Tipton. Okay. So got a report of a funnel with the storm in Tipton. Further south, storm along I-70 could get a cell merger that could cause it to really strengthen as well. All right, so that's the word from the Weather Service. So what we're watching now is we're merging some cells here. This one around Monrovia, this one that already had a severe thunderstorm warning in Hendricks County, so Plainfield, Clayton areas, all right? So we need to watch this one carefully because sometimes when you get these storms to merge, that can help to intensify these storms, okay? So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's go back to the tornado warning up in Tipton County. Again, we're starting to see that rotation maybe tighten up a little bit. You know, and when I say tighten up, guys, when I say the rotation tightening up, what we look for here is, so what I'm looking at is, this is storm relative velocity, all right? The greens and the reds or the pinks. The brighter the colors and the closer they are together would indicate to us rotation, all right? You don't have, you know, real bright green, real bright pink. It is more than what it has been. If I back up the radar here, you kind of see how, you know, it's kind of getting closer together. All right, so now I've backed it up to where, you know, we were initially kind of watching this and you just kind of have a dull looking. So this is definitely intensifying, right? You've got kind of these brighter colors here and here, and they are already saying there's a funnel cloud. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't maybe get some reports of something more. Let's see. Windfall fire is sending out spotters. Sirens are being activated. All right. And that's a good call. If you are in Windfall, you need to be taking your tornado precautions right now. Again, this is right between just north of State Road 28. All right. So this is going to be north of Tipton. The rotation just crossed over US 31. Okay. So next in line would be, again, Windfall is kind of the area that we're concerned with now. This is likely going to miss Elwood. Point Isabel would be next in line. Fairmont, you got to be thinking about this one, okay? It's a slow mover. It's 35 miles per hour. So, you know, it has a long way to go and it has to kind of stay together. But, just stand by for a second. I'm looking at another radar. So yeah, I've got it in Windfall here. Let's see, what time is it? So you got about 6 minutes in Windfall, okay? So I'm gonna need you to. And actually, let me try. I'm gonna do a manual real quick. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing, but just so I can give you a quick time here. Yeah, you guys got about 6 minutes in Windfall. All right. So if you guys are watching up there, anywhere in eastern Tipton County, east central Tipton County, you got some loved ones up there, give them a call. Tell them what's coming their way. All right. I know that's a pretty rural area, but there you go. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate that. Terre Haute okay right now. Doesn't mean you're done for the day, Dana, but you're okay right now. All right. Just for reference, too, I mentioned that storm could get a little bit stronger. That's approaching Indianapolis. We're still okay. Looks like the hail is weakened actually a little bit. So Mooresville, you're gonna get in on this. I'll throw the loop on. Probably gonna miss most of Greenwood. We'll see. Oh, well, stand by. I just lost my radar. We'll go to this one. That's why I got backup. We're good. We'll get back up and running here. Just a second. Stand by. Probably trying to do too much. All right, so let me, I'll double box this here for you guys. I'm going to go back over to my Gibson Ridge radar because I like the velocity, the radar on the right, a little bit better. So my concerns are this, right? So, and this storm has been doing this for a little bit here. You know, you don't have a real tight circulation here, all right? But, you know, we often mention the hook. There's definitely a hook, which tells us that this is indeed rotating, okay? That's what causes that comma-looking shape right there around the Sharpsville area, and Windfall's right on it. So my concern is a lot of times when you get to this point, these things can tighten up in a hurry, all right? So this is the lone tornado warning that we're watching right now, okay? And again, that link that some of the people are throwing up on there, guys, is that is my YouTube stream. It's exact same thing as Facebook, but some people want to choose to see this goofy bald-headed mug on a bigger TV. Why, I do not know. But it does free up, you know, your cell phones if you guys want to check Twitter and all that other stuff. So it's something new I'm trying today. If we get more people on board with it, it'll be hopefully something that I do a little bit more of. So stay tuned for that. All right. So if you guys are just joining in again, we do have the tornado warning for Tipton County. Tipton technically not included in that. Windfall is kind of the area I'm concerned with right now with the rotation. And I will get to your guys' questions. I see a lot of you asking here, so hang out just a second. I'll get to you guys. Just want to make sure that we're getting the info out to the people that need it. Let me check weather service, see if we got anything. Looks like we, let's see here. Wall cloud on the storm along 70, but no low-level rotation. All right, so we've got two separate spotters reporting rotation 2 miles east of Windfall. So this radar should be up to date. I wonder if he actually just... I mean, they may be located. So what's probably going on is they're located here, all right? And they're kind of in that rain-free area 2 miles east of Windfall and looking back to the west, and they're seeing this rotation. Okay, which that's a good spot to be in, because if they're here, they'll probably, I mean, if they're maybe more here, like southeast, that way the storm's going to move northeast, so that the rotation would just miss them, but they'd have a free look at it. That's good chasing strategy there. That's where you want to be at. Good viewing strategy. If you ever have taken any of the spotter courses that the National Weather Service puts on for every county, or if you've ever done any storm chasing recreationally, and you've gotten some learning experience, that's what they'll teach you, where you want to be at. All right, so this tornado warning still got another half hour on it. It is almost running, well, I guess it's right in the heart of Polygon right now. Opal, we have nothing in Johnson County as of right now. There is a storm that is forming in southwestern Morgan County that may roll into Franklin, but it's probably going to be a good 45 minutes before it gets to you here. All right. And there's no warning on it right now. Indianapolis, not under a current warning. We'll see if the Weather Service extends. It looks like they, right now, are not choosing to. But it's a little bit different with these storms today, right? Because there's been times we've talked that, storms have been moving 60, 70 miles per hour. These are moving only at 35. They're crawling. Columbus is good right now. Guys, and I know you're going to ask, hey, what about my town and what time? It's impossible for me to say. There is going to be a severe storm at 8:35 p.m. in whatever. Be alert between now and 10 p.m., okay? That's probably the best advice that I can give you. Because a lot of these storms, there might be a storm that could hit Rushville later this evening, and it doesn't even exist yet. Okay, that's what makes this kind of situation a little bit difficult. All right, these are all kind of just pulsing and firing. Some of these storms are falling apart. Other ones are kind of sucking up the energy of the other ones and that kind of stuff. So it's an evolving situation. All right. Keep getting kicked out there. Oh, I got your comment, Sally, on the YouTubes. Thank you. Appreciate you. Glad to see that's working. All right. All right. Still real ragged rotation here. Okay, so new update, gang. Let me go over to the... let me go to my other radar here. New update. Stand by. We now have an extension of the Tornado Watch. All right. I'm waiting on the info here. Hang on. I didn't look at my phone. Delaware County included, so this is going to be a lot of your eastern counties. Like I mentioned earlier, kind of along and east of State Road 3. This is going to go until 1 a.m., all right, for this new watch. 1 a.m. So Muncie, Newcastle, Rushville, Greensburg, Connorsville, Richmond, Winchester. You are all under this new tornado watch until 1 a.m. 1 a.m. And it goes all the way into central Ohio. So chances are you likely will not continue onto that you will not continue on to that tornado watch until 1 a.m. because a lot of, like Muncie, for example, Newcastle, Greensburg, you're on the western edge. So you would be the first to get trimmed back as the threat moves out. But they have to kind of do it all at one time, right? So that's where that stands right there. All right. New update here. Let me go back to my level 2 radar. Oops, sorry. I did not mean to zoom in that close. Hey, Joni. All right, so... All right, let me catch up here a little bit. We just had a new severe thunderstorm. Okay, so here's the deal. So we have the extension. So northern Indiana is in charge of Grant County. Grant County, those of you who aren't familiar with that part of the state, Grant County is where Marion, Indiana is at, Fairmount, Upland, Taylor University is up there. You ever heard me talking about my favorite ice cream joint, Ivanhoe's, is in Upland. All right. But they're under the jurisdiction of northern Indiana for warnings and not Indianapolis. So what they have decided to do is they extended the warning, but it was a severe thunderstorm warning, not a tornado warning. All right. So the tornado warning still continues around Windfall in eastern Tipton County. And Weather Service confirming that now in Indianapolis. I'm reading the Weather Service chat in Indianapolis. But it just says storm in Tipton might have lost the rotation and it is fairly broad now. And you guys have been watching that live with me. You just don't see, just kind of, some meteorology 101 here. We'll back the radar up. Right here is probably where we had the biggest concern. And even then it wasn't like, it was definitely rotating. And there could have maybe even been a funnel at that point. But, it wasn't, what you really look for are the real bright greens and the real bright pinks right next together. It's what we call gate-to-gate shear, okay? And that's where you get like these maxed out windfall numbers that are right next to each other that tells you that thing is really going and spinning, okay? But now as you go live, you're barely even seeing green here. So it is rotating. I don't think there's any question with that. But it's a very, very slow, broad rotation, okay? So we can reset a little bit. Amy, it's my pleasure. New severe thunderstorm warning now. Let me go over to, I'm going to go to one screen here. Way up north. So this is, let me pull up the table here. Severe thunderstorm warnings for Wabash, Whitley, Huntington, Kosciuszko County. I haven't said that one in a while. Miami. All right, so this is getting up closer to Fort Wayne. I don't know if I have a lot of people that are watching from up there, but if there are, I'd be happy to stick around and walk you through it. They have not extended the severe thunderstorm warning that was in Hendricks County into Marion County. So these are all good things, guys. It's all good things that, there's juice there, but we're not seeing these things really like just let loose. I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet, but each time you kind of get these storms that go through, it takes up a little bit of energy. We still have a little bit of daylight left, but it's still early in the spring. So we're not maxing out daylight until 9 o'clock in the evening, so the later we get into this, you lose some of that daytime heating a little bit. And so there's still plenty enough ingredients to probably keep these things going, but the later we can get into the day, it gets a little bit better. All right. Again, appreciate a lot of you guys. I know some of you have been sticking around, and I appreciate that. I don't expect everybody to kind of hang out on I'm not going to call it a marginally severe day, but obviously we're not getting a lot of action in the city or the metro area as of right now, so the numbers will be down a little bit, and I always expect that. But I appreciate you guys sticking around. And those of you that just jumped on, first of all, always appreciate the likes and the shares and the comments. It helps the algorithm on Facebook. And I tried something new today, and I've got confirmation from a lot of my friends here that around the neighborhood and many of you that flipped over. I am also streaming on YouTube, not YouTube TV, but YouTube. So if you have a smart TV or you have your iPad and you want to be able to, you can push that to your television. I am streaming. I think you just look up Marcus Bailey, weather or Marcus Bailey. And there's a couple of links. There's people that posted the links. If you scroll up on chat a little bit. All right. Tamia, I am happy to help you out. And yes, we do have a chance for strong storms tomorrow afternoon and evening as well. Kind of the same scenario a little bit, although I think it's probably more of a wind and hail threat, but there will be maybe a few tornadoes. I think the threat's probably going to be closer to the Ohio River, honestly. This was going to be kind of the higher threat, I think, for the Indy metro area specifically. So 3 active warnings in the state. Did I have that right? Yeah, there's nothing up north. And there's actually a lot of tornadic activity going on in Michigan right now. Excuse me. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Grant County, Grant County is going to go for till 6:30. 60-mile-per-hour winds, quarter-size hail on that. Last check, it was below quarter size, so I'm not seeing really strong signs of hail. There might be a little bit in there with some of the hot pink. Good little cell right now, northern Hamilton County. We'll keep an eye on this. Let me flip over and just see if we're spinning a little bit. I'm not overly concerned with it. We'll watch it. There might be a little bit of rotation there. Not a ton, though. This would be northern Hamilton County. So this is well north of Carmel. You're getting up into Westfield. You're actually getting into more rural Hamilton County, so north of the Westfield area up along 31. We'll see how that one goes, okay? Stephanie, possibly. There is some more storms out west. They're all below severe limits, but you have to keep in mind, like, for example, Brazil and Greencastle and all these areas are kind of worked over because this storm that's now moving through Indianapolis, it's weakened significantly here. But that rolled through western Indiana. It was pretty nasty. That was the first tornado warning that we had for the day. Hey, Robert. Thanks, everybody, for checking in. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate you. Hopefully this won't be too late of a night for you and me both. I do have work tomorrow. Got a few of you on the YouTube stream, too. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you guys. We'll tweak this, too, as we go about. I want to try some other ways to maybe stream on some other platforms as well as things. Tell Ricker I said hi, Joni. I appreciate it. All right. Trying to see if I didn't bypass anybody here. A lot of you asked about specific times, and again, I can't give a concrete answer on, hey, if I live in Trafalgar, when is it going to be, potential severe storm? Doesn't work that way, not especially on a day like today. If you have a line of storms, I can kind of guesstimate for you, but because you've got a lot of these isolated or what we call discrete supercells, it's tough because they kind of feed off each other. They pulse up, they go away, they strengthen, another one will form somewhere else, that kind of thing. So the easiest way just to say to everybody is we've already opened up kind of that window now on the front end. So I'd say between now and the time right now is 6:10, between now and say around 10 o'clock. So another 4 hours that you guys just need to be on alert. All right. It's not saying that to scare anybody, but just to say, hey, depending on where you're at, Ryan, I know you mentioned your town, Columbus, right? I think that's what you said. Yeah, Columbus. Potentially. A lot of it's going to depend on how the storms all behave over the next couple of hours as you're getting more of these storms, and some of these prior storms are working over areas. And like I said, they suck up energy. We're not going to have as much sunshine now to kind of recharge the atmosphere. So a lot of that's kind of a wait and see. All right. But I wouldn't rule it out. But right now, I just say, hey, just be alert for the next 3.5 to 4 hours. Okay. All right. So, tornado warning for Tipton County. I don't think it's been officially canceled, but Weather Service just kind of reiterating what I just said, continuing to monitor storms, but at this time, most of the storms across areas seem sub-severe. Storm in Hamilton County is one we're keeping a closer eye on, but at this time also looks sub-severe. So they're just kind of, what I had just mentioned to you guys, that there are some signs that it's trying to rotate a little bit, but it's not super impressive. And there's really no other severe weather qualities with it. There might be a little bit of a hail core trying to get going. But right now, just not going. All right. So we like to see, like I said, it'd be nice if we can kind of get through the rest of the evening here and have all these storms behave here. there was a Howard County spotter that had relayed that they were still seeing rotation and a lowering of a rain-free cloud base in Tipton County. And that would have been with that original tornado warning, which now is no longer in Tipton County. Tipton County, you're in the clear. Windfall, you're in the clear. All right. So hopefully all you guys took your tornado precautions. If you were watching us in Windfall, you are good. You are good. Still some rotation there. I guess I need to kind of flip over to the Northern Indiana chat, see if they're saying anything. In fact, the Howard County spotter or emergency manager, Ham spotter seeing lowering of cloud base on same cell as it is entering Grant County. Spotter is at State Road 26 and State Road 213 in Howard County looking east. So they were at what, 26? So there's 26 right here. And then I believe 230 is somewhere close to the Windfall area. It's probably over here somewhere. So they're right on that Howard County line and looking east. And they're looking at that. And they are saying that there is a lowering of the cloud base there. So that's one of the main things that you would look at as a storm spotter. You look for kind of a rain-free base. You look for a lowering. You'll probably get some scud, what we call scud, coming in. And sometimes that can get confused and looks like it might be a funnel cloud. It's not. It's not, though. And then eventually you will look for kind of a spin in that, wall cloud and any kind of lowering there. All right. Feel free to ask questions. Again, I'll try to answer them as thoroughly as I can. Like I said, if you say, hey, what time will my town get hit? Unfortunately, I can't answer that as specifically as you would want me to. So we have 2 severe storms right now in Grant County. There is a little bit of rotation, so heads up around the Fairmount area and Matthews. And then we're watching the storm in Hamilton County. Below severe limits now. Nothing severe in Marion County. It's just kind of your garden variety showers. It is raining in Johnson County, I believe. Just barely. Not much. Stephanie, no. Lowering doesn't necessarily mean a tornado is happening, but you look for a lowering from this parent storm. This is what we call a rain-free cloud base, okay? Essentially a wall cloud, all right? And you got to have that to get... That would be rotating, and then that's where your tornado would come from. So I haven't really seen many reports of funnel clouds. It's just all been kind of lowerings and such, and maybe some broad rotation, but nothing too crazy. Okay. Let me check in with the Northern Indiana office here. See if they're saying anything. That's their data feed. I want their chat. Here we go. They're having a pretty busy day because Northern Indiana also covers southern Michigan, and there's actually been several confirmed tornadoes up in southern Michigan right now. So there's not a lot of info on yeah, there was a tornado emergency just, oh, geez, what time is it? 5 minutes ago for Union City, Michigan. Not sure if I'm real familiar with that. Guessing it's had to have been one of these areas here. Union City. Looks like Kalamazoo got hit. Well, if you got some loved ones up there, check on your people. Looks like there's been several tornadoes that have been reported kind of between Kalamazoo and Coldwater. Looks like there is a tornado warning in northeastern Indiana, just north of Angola. I'm not finding that town. But they did declare a tornado emergency. Oh, Union City right there. There it is. So a lot of times the Weather Service will declare tornado emergencies if they know it's a tornado on the ground and it's going to a populated area. So that's Union City, Michigan. So check on your people if you know some people up there. Possibly Drew Blair. It is good to see you, for one. And your puppers, if he gets freaked out even by lightning or heavy rain, I would, just because of, you got a couple more cells that are heading your way. So, I don't have lightning detection on those, but I would assume, do I have it on my other radar? I can't remember. I would assume that one over by Greencastle is probably pretty noisy. If for nothing else, the heavy rain. So if that worries your puppers, you probably should go ahead and do it. Do it. YouTube info. Katie is here. See if I can pin it. Stand by. I had some good peeps. There it is. So I'm going to copy this. Let's copy. I'll write it. I'll paste. There you go. And then let's pin this bad boy. Can I? Yeah. Let's go. Okay. So it's pinned at the top if you want to check the YouTube stream out and watch on your TV. Free up your cell phone. Stephanie, what you got? Oh, any cells headed to Rushville and Connorsville? Right now, well, here, let me flip over. I'm going to go to the other radar just because I want something new to look at. Right now you're good. You probably got a little while in Connorsville. In Rushville, too, I would say the cell that you're probably watching in Rushville right now is likely the one down in Morgan County. This because that's going to move to the north and east eventually. Okay. Are the storms to the east severe? West, you mean? I'm assuming, right, Stephanie? The answer is no. The only severe thunderstorm, and I should mention, we do now have a tornado warning in Fairmount. So Fairmount, let me flip back over to my level 2 radar. We'll zoom back up there. And I'm going to turn on the Northern Indiana radar, so stand by. It'll take a second for it to load up the data. Okay. So, let's see. Oh, it's tightening up a little bit here. Now, you got to keep in mind, this is pretty far away from the radar, but hey, if you guys are watching this in Fairmount, if you guys are in southern Grant County, I want you to be kind of taking your tornado precautions, okay? Let's start thinking about where you need to go. Because that's, we're kind of missing the bright red here, but we got a little bright green. So that's telling me, we got some spin still going on. There's no doubt about it. You got it, Drewski. Good to see ya. So, okay, so Fairmount, and this is crossing over State Road 9 right now, the rotation, all right? Let's double block this bad boy here. All right, so On the left, you will see Fairmount. I got right in the middle of your screen on both of them. Okay, so this rotation is right on Fairmount. Now again, the bright green is a little concerning, but I'm also taking into consideration that this is, from my radar estimation, because again, the radar site is up in North Webster. That's northern Indiana. Okay, that's kind of in between South Bend and Fort Wayne. So that's real far away from this location. And radars shoot out and up. And so 5,348 feet basically is what the height is of this rotation here. Okay. Hey, Pamela. Haley, just got to be alert. There might be a few strong storms between now and, say, 9:30 or 10 o'clock. All right. And just like that, you see that radar update right there? Like, just like that, that bright green is gone. Gone, which that's good. Still with some rotation because you've got some reddish colors, you got some greens. But that is back to really broad rotation. So I think we got to a point where we saw that brighter color that kind of, piqued the Weather Service's interest just enough that said, okay, hey, we need to fire this off here real quick. So that's why we had that tornado warning. I still want, if you're in southern Grant County, go ahead and take your tornado precautions here. Let's just be safe. That'd be Fairmount, that'd be Fowlerton, that'd be Matthews. If you live around I-69 in the southern part of the county, I would maybe even say Upland. I know I'm pretty sure Taylor's out. I know most colleges had their graduations. So I'm guessing that Taylor was probably done too. But if you were thinking about grabbing some ice cream over at Ivanhoe's up in Upland, you might want to hold off on that just for a little bit. Looks like we might have a little bit of a hail core trying to get going here too. Look at this. See this up here? So we got this pink. Let me flip back over to, since we don't have the rotation anymore, we'll go back over to radar. I think I see this a little bit better on my other radar. Let me see. Stand by. This is a new radar, new to me, that I've been playing around with. And I just want to see. I got to get a better color table because the color table. Ooh, okay. So this is kind of cool. So I kind of singled this out, and this is showing kind of the hail core here, okay? Whoop, sorry. So you can kind of zoom in tight with even the street. So there might have been a little bit of good hail here coming through north end of Fairmount, south of Gas City. Kind of getting into some rural areas now, but then Upland. This is kind of moving north and east a little bit here. Yeah, it did have the TVS, tornado vortex signature is what we call that there. And so it had a marker. So I think that was a big reason why the Weather Service did kind of quickly shift that to a tornado warning. Now I think it's more of a hail threat. All right. All right. So that is that storm. I can go back to reflectivity here. And again, can I change the site? That would be lovely. Not on the fly, apparently. All right, new severe thunderstorm warning, and that is now for some of our western counties. So these are starting to get going again. This should pop up here shortly. This one's going to be for, let me check my phone. This Vigo and Owen. Yep, there it is. Just popped up. Vigo and Owen counties. So you see the towns there. This is specifically for, let me go back to the hail threat is radar indicated max hail size at 1 inch. and max wind gusts at 60. So this is, I mean, you know, low end severe. Low end severe. We can put a track on this for you guys. Possibly. Let's see. We got Center Point at 648. Gosport at 716. Paragon at 724. A lot of the nets right now, and when I say nets, they have ham radio operators. I know that a lot of kids would be like, what? But that is still very much a tool that is used, especially in severe weather modes. A lot of spotters are ham radio operator. I am a ham radio operator. I got my license probably 15 years ago, maybe. But it's a great tool because obviously if infrastructure goes down, you know, a lot of these towers are built to be able to withstand, so you still have some form of communication in an emergency. So what they do is they set up an emergency net. Emergency managers can talk on it. Weather service can hear a lot of these emergency managers, and storm spotters are all on it too. And so they actually have this net go out through most of the state, certainly central Indiana. I didn't actually have my radio on. I usually do, but if I'm doing Facebook Lives, it kind of gets cluttered in here with all the noise. So, and it might be kind of a no-no for me to stream that live on the socials. So, but anyway, you guys can actually listen to it. If you have a scanner app and you're interested in that kind of thing, they do have the net that it's activated usually when there are severe storms in central Indiana. So the net is active right now, and it's something you actually could listen to on a scanner app right now. So, but my point was, I was just saying that, you know, Madison County, Hendricks County are all kind of they're deactivating the Skywarn net. Some of them are just sitting in standby mode. So, all right. So there you go. Just kind of giving you, like a glimpse of some of the nerdy things that I do here. Okay, I'm going to go back to level 2 real quick. Again, they still have that tornado warning up in Grant County. I'm going to flip back over to the Indy radar. Give it a second here. And okay. I kind of want to take a look at this Hamilton County one. It's been a while. It's trying to get a little hook going here. I think it's still trying to rotate. Not great, though. It's just not doing it. And it's interesting because weather is a fascinating thing, all right? You know, obviously we wanted to get the warning out that there's a lot of ingredients in play today, that some of these storms could really get going. And there's one thing or another that kind of limits these things from really spinning like a top. And that's, I mean, I'm not complaining. It's not a bad thing. All right. So this is the one warning that we have in central Indiana right now. And let's go ahead and flip over. It's got a little bit of hail on it. This is estimating about 1.25 potentially. Again, you are pretty far away from the radar. You're about 4,000 feet up, 4,100 feet up. Let's see. I got a couple of you asking about. You got Madeline, you got James, you got Melody asking about Muncie, Montpelier, Elwood. Again, guys, I hate to broad brush, but you know, it's hard to focus on your town and when a storm is exactly going to be over your town. Because these are so isolated, as you can kind of see me zooming out here. So I'm just saying the window's basically between now and 10 o'clock. So you got another 3.5 hours, basically, okay? That you just need to be on alert. Same thing with Greenfield, Angie. Now, if I have a specific... Oh, we have a new warning, too. Looks like I didn't get an alert for that. Oh, I know why. It's because my Do Not Disturb just went on. Because it is almost my bedtime. But we'll stay up. Gotta watch this one, guys. Oh yeah, we gotta watch this one. Okay, so this is Johnson County. Southern Johnson County. Morgantown. That's in southeastern Morgan County. Trafalgar. Franklin. Amity. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, but I am definitely seeing some rotation here. You can see it right there, right? The red and the green. Got to watch this one. This one's probably got the best signature I've seen yet in terms. Again, it's broad, but we need to keep an eye on this one. We're already seeing a little bit of a hook around Morgantown. All right, so if you guys are watching us in Trafalgar or Franklin, I want you to be ready. All right, you're okay right now, but I want you to kind of be prepared and start thinking about where you need to go. We are also getting up to ping pong ball size hail with this storm. Excuse me. Weather Service just saying now we're starting to see some of these storms pulse up, but they don't have the rotation aspect to them as much. And so they're becoming more of a wind and hail threat. All right, wind and hail threat. But I am getting some meso signatures on my other. There's some low-level rotation with the Clay County cell. I'll show you that in a second. I'm looking at another radar. All right, so ETA for the Johnson County towns, Trafalgar at 640, Franklin at 650, Shelbyville 716, St. Paul at 728, okay? Okay. As some of these storms kind of sneak over into eastern Indiana, it does kind of get into a more favorable environment for maybe some rotation. We'll see. We will see. All right, let me go back to my other radar here. Just checking on some of the rotation here, guys. Well, I mean, it's showing some signatures, but I think we're okay there. I think, we just got to... This is mainly going to be a hail thing. You may have gotten me permission to stay up later, but the question is, did you get me permission to come into work later, too? The answer is no. All right. We got a few of you on YouTube. So I appreciate you guys checking out the YouTube stream. This is a new thing today, seeing how it works. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to do it a little bit more when we get severe weather here. Yeah, so the hail core is right on State Road 44 right now, basically between, it's, I guess that'd be 135. So it's approaching 135 here, and then it's going to be closing in on Franklin here pretty quickly. Right there. I mean, there's a good little, see that? That likely is some, it might not be a real, for a large amount of time, but there might be some, I mean, it was reported as ping pong ball size hail. So if you live on 44, watch out. All right. Not getting a lot of, let's see. Oh, here we go. Currently, the storm appears to pose more of a wind and hail threat. Watching for rotation as we get later in the evening. The low-level winds are not as supportive for tornado development. Could see some interaction between storms, but right now we are thinking the main threat is for hail and wind. So that is from the Weather Service. So if those of you that are kind of, you freak out about tornadoes, that's good news. As we're getting later into the evening, it doesn't mean that the tornado threat is zero, but it is diminishing. We talked about that. We're not quite at sunset yet, but we don't have that maximum heating of the day anymore. And so really that prime window for tornadic development was going to be kind of early on in this event, that 4 and 5 o'clock window. All right. All right, we still have the, and they've actually extended the tornado warning into Blackford County now, guys. So let me, I'm going to go back up north real quick. Stand by. Again, really all of the action, you see all the pink. So pink polygons mean confirmed tornadoes. It looked like there was a confirmed tornado near Angola. And there's been several in Michigan, including just south of Kalamazoo. And it looks like we have some structure damage, some trees down maybe in some areas. Hopefully nobody hurt there. Excuse me, but pretty active. All right, back to Indiana. This is near Hartford City. Let me flip back over. Broad rotation here, all right? Shamrock Lakes and Hartford City. So that's where we're getting the rotation right now. I'm going to leave that radar up. I will flip back over. But if you're watching us in Blackford County, make sure you're taking your precautions. If you live near Matthews, I think you're okay, but Hartford City and Shamrock Lakes for sure need to be taking their tornado precautions, okay? And then back to this other radar, and we're watching the Johnson County storm. And so this, I like this because it does give us hail probabilities of 90%, severe hail probability of 40%. So severe hail is classified as an inch in diameter, which is quarter size, like 25 cents, quarter size hail. And again, where we're likely seeing that is where you see kind of this brighter colors here, all right? So that is riding right along 44. It is now east of State Road 135. And Stephanie, yes, the tornado threat, at least locally in central Indiana, is getting lower. It's not completely zero, but that threat is diminishing now. And so a lot of these storms are becoming more of a wind and hail concern. Doesn't mean that we might not get a little bit of a rotating spin up, but that threat is getting diminishing and lowering as we speak. So we got a couple of warnings in central Indiana right now. This other one right now in Clay County. And it's estimating a hail size of about 1.25 inches. So that might be getting up to ping pong ball size hail. Pretty good cell right now. It's going to be moving into Indianapolis. Probably into Greenwood too, northern Morgan County. We haven't really gotten tagged on the south side of Indy too bad yet. So there's the loop. So they're all kind of moving to the north and east here. All right, so time right now 6:42. We'll stick around here for a little bit. I know that I mentioned that our threat's diminishing. Looks like they just issued a new severe thunderstorm warning now for Morgan County. Kind of that cell I was just mentioning that looks a little rough. This is for potential for max hail size of 1.5 inches. All right, 1.5 inches. And winds up to 60 miles per hour. So this is going to be mainly a hail thing. I mean, you're going to get some gusty winds, but I think a lot of these are going to be hail makers now for the rest of the night. So 1.5 inches is ping pong ball. 1.25 inches is half dollar size. All right, golf ball gets you in like the 1.75 inches, and then you get to a hen egg size is 2 inches in diameter. Haven't seen anything that big yet. 1.5 inches is the biggest I've seen so far. Okay. So we got 3 warnings right now. All 3 of them are south of Indianapolis. It does now include the southwestern metro, though, when you get into Morgan County here. So the hail core is right around here. All right. Storm arrival. All right. So this is going to get into some untapped areas if this holds together. Mooresville at 7:03. Bargersville at 7:15. Greenwood at 7:20. New Whiteland at 7:20. Same thing with Homecroft and Southport. Fairland at 7:37 and New Pal at 7:38. Okay. So you got about a little over half an hour for the northern Johnson County area, the Greenwood, Whiteland, Center Grove area, okay? Hey, Nicole. So will these storms weaken by the time they reach Rush County? Possibly Ashland. But I'll say there's still a lot of energy that I think you're probably still going to get some pretty heavy rain, a lot of lightning. You might get some gusty winds. I would definitely think you're probably still going to get some probably hailstones with some of these storms, okay? So, but as I mentioned earlier, a lot of these now we're losing that rotation threat. And so I don't want to say completely that tornadoes are ruled out, but definitely not as high as what initially it was earlier on in this event, okay? So these are the 3 that we're watching. And then I also saw the tornado warning up in Blackford County. Still pretty broad rotation here. Let me go double box here. And we're going to put reflectivity back up on this. So double boxing here. So that's up in Hartford City. Looks like there's a pretty good hail core up here. North of Hartford City. So it's crossing over State Road 3 there. We'll see if that updates with the hail tag on it. Right now it's saying 3/4 inch, but that would tell me differently that there's probably at least quarter size hail, if not more. Unless, now sometimes when you get like some of these signatures, it could look like bigger hail. But it could mean more quantity of hail. There could be a lot of hail that's falling, okay? Hey, it's my favorite Sanchez. Plainfield is okay right now. You got like some heavy rain, but you're on the weaker is a relative term, but you're not in the severe part of the storm that's going through Plainfield right now. And once that kind of passes, I wouldn't say you're necessarily in the clear because there's probably a few more storms out to the west of you, but there's some pretty heavy rain and some lightning that it's right over your house right now. So I would say that once this kind of complex moves through, that hopefully things will settle down a little bit for you. I can't say you're completely out of the woods, but in terms of severe weather, hopefully you will. Hey, heads up, Franklin. you got a pretty good hail core heading your way. Do I have anybody in Franklin? That's watching or in the Franklin area. I know I have a lot of friends that are watching from Greenwood and Whiteland, but I'm kind of looking for like downtown Franklin specifically. I mean, right at 44 and 31. That looks like there's some pretty good hail, and I'm just curious what we're gonna get there. Um, Also, guys, if there's some of you, oh, there's some people in here. Oh, good. I've got the YouTube chat up here too. I'm seeing some of you that are commenting here. Switch on YouTube. Maps are way nicer to view. All right. I love it when a plan comes together. That's fantastic news. I appreciate you guys. All right. I'm in northern Franklin, getting real windy. All right, Megan. So you got, I mean, the hail is like literally almost on you right now. So I'm just curious. This is a new, I'm using, so this is a different product I'm using too. So I'm trying to get used to the color tables and stuff. And they probably need to be adjusted a little bit. So that may have looked a little worse than what's actually happening, but there's certainly some hail there. Here we go. Vertically. Yep. Yeah, you probably got a little bit of hail that's going to be right on top of you here in just a second, Megan. So we'll see. I'm hearing the thunder at my house. Well, if you're in northern Franklin, you may not get the hail there, to be honest with you. We'll see. Can I know about Kokomo and Lafayette? Yes. Would be happy to help. Kokomo and Lafayette, right now, you just kind of have some very isolated, light garden variety showers and storms, Nicole. Nothing too significant. We're already seeing some counties in northwestern Indiana trimmed off of the tornado watch, which is the counties in pink that you see there. And I would expect that at some point when kind of these storms all move out, that we'll probably start seeing that take place up in your area as well. Okay? I'm not going to say you're completely in the clear, but I'd say your threat is lowering by the minute. All right? So this is the situation here. Again, Indianapolis, pretty heavy rain right now. West Siders, northwest side. Plainfield over to Clayton. And then down to over Avon, too. It's pretty heavy rain. And then stretching down to Mooresville. The severe part of the storm, though, is more so in the northern part of Morgan County here. Nicole, you are welcome. Severe storm still rolling through Franklin right now. Throw the loop on. So northern Johnson County is probably going to get, you're going to get some action here probably in the next 30 to 45 minutes. So places like Greenwood and Whiteland, and we'll see if this cell kind of holds together here. Again, ETA still around 720. Okay, Greenwood right there. You see it's around 720 there. You know, you're getting closer maybe over the Center Grove area. About 713-ish. Okay? When you want to get over by the high school. So. Morgan County EMA staffed and monitoring the current storm. Cool. it's nice to see that. Oh, storm in central northern Morgan County strengthening, and we are seeing some additional cells get ingested into it, and that could be enough to allow for some increase in rotation. Still wind hail threat, but watching a little closer for any potential rotation with it. All right, so basically what they said is there's just a lot of junk that was all merging with this storm here. And so as we kind of talked about earlier, when that happens, you can get some rotation. I'm just looking at my radar scope. I'm hoping that I can get that kind of going. It looks like there's some pretty good hail. Let's see, right here. Yep. Yeah. So Monrovia is like right up here. And there might be a good little hail core right there. North of State Road 142. This is in Morgan County. I'm going to keep an eye on the rotation here. That's going to be kind of the main concern since we did have a merger. I'm not seeing much right now, so we'll watch that. But right now, I'm not overly concerned with that. I'll flip that on to my computer so it's easier to see. There we go. And one of these days, hopefully I can get that hooked in, and then we'll throw that on the YouTubes too. Will any of this hit Newcastle? Kathy, yeah, eventually it will. Kathy was asking on YouTube here. You got a little bit of light rain. It looks like it's getting ready to come in through now. You do have some storms, non-severe storms that are heading your way right now, okay? Again, those of you that are just jumping in, I am streaming on YouTube, kind of a first-time run of it. I pinned the comment on the top if you'd rather watch this on a larger screen and free up your cell phone or your iPad. But you still want to kind of keep up to date on the weather and ask questions, that kind of stuff. It is streaming on YouTube. I have got confirmation from numerous people that it indeed does work and works well. So it'll be hopefully something that we will be adding to the arsenal when we do severe weather things like this. Okay. Alrighty. Let's go back to that tornado warning in Blackford County. And they have canceled the tornado warning. Excellent news. And it is now just a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Blackford and Western Jay. So that is Hartford City is in the clear. We really don't have the rotation at all anymore, so that storm has really kind of fizzled out. So we can flip the radar back to Indy. Wait for that to load. We'll go back to this radar. All right, so this radar is still showing the tornado warning, but it is clear. So we are in the clear there. We'll go back to the level 2 radar. And again, the areas we're just watching for the rotation here. I'm not seeing a ton. Definitely could be some pretty gusty winds, say between just south of Monrovia. A lot of lightning here, too. I know I don't have the lightning strikes. Do I actually have lightning? I do not. Bummer. Something else I need to add to this radar. I thought I used to have it. But I am seeing a little bit of lightning, not a ton, with the Franklin storm. Let me get off the double box there so you guys can see main view. And then I know you guys can't see it. There's a lot of lightning strikes, though, with this cell here. All right. A lot of lightning. I wonder if I can stand by here, if I can do this on the fly. All right, let's see if this will work. 20-minute lightning strikes. That's not what I want. Hey, there you go. I mean, it's not as pretty as what I show on TV, but let me stop the radar here, and you can see, so all of the plus signs, if you look carefully, these are all lightning strikes that have occurred in the last 20 minutes. So there hasn't been a ton in the last 20 minutes around Franklin. There's been quite a few, though, over in Morgan County. So there you go. Still not seeing any rotation with storm in Morgan County. So and that's what we were just saying. Weather Service confirming that. So I was just kind of saying that out loud. Sharon says it's pouring in Indianapolis. Thank you, Sharon. And we can confirm that it is indeed pouring in Indianapolis. Franklin in the clear, by the way. Franklin and Johnson County in the clear of severe weather. I would say that that storm has significantly weakened, so I would be shocked if that gets extended to another severe thunderstorm warning. And then we're going to see what happens with this cell here. I would say that this cell has weakened a bit. I'm going to load another radar here, so stand by. I hope that my computer does not explode on me because I think I have like 3 separate radars open right now. But this one actually shows hail a lot better than all the other ones. All right, so bear with me. So I'm going to go 2 panels. I'll flip it over here in a second so you guys can see this. And then I want to show... All right, there we go. That's beautiful. Beautiful. Oh. There we go. Okay. So, kind of it looks the same, but this is just level 3 data instead of level 2. Level 2 data is a little bit higher res, but there are certain products that no rotation in Morgan County, Jamie. No rotation at all was noted. So you got a little bit of a hail core. I've certainly seen larger. That's around the Monrovia area. You just saw the fresh update with the movement or the trimming back of the severe thunderstorm warning. So it does include Monrovia, Mooresville, and Brooklyn. Johnson County not included in that yet. We will see that. I would say that that's a hail core on the right-hand side when I'm circling here. That is probably big enough for... Wow, my Facebook is way behind. I just was looking at the thing there. It's all right. I think you guys are seeing everything okay. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're okay. Oh, now we're caught up. Okay. We're good. All right. I think I lost my YouTube I probably should be doing it on my MacBook anyway and not my streaming PC. All lessons that I'm learning on the fly with you here, but I appreciate you being here. All right, so we are up and running. I see it on both YouTube and Facebook now. See, now what I need to do is I need to get a nice setup and have like the TV so I can kind of see everything in all the comments. Anyway, all right, let's do this. No updates yet from the Weather Service. So really this is going to be kind of the lone one, and if this one does not get extended, gang, I may end up calling it a night. Edinburgh, Alan, you're going to get some rain here in a second, but it looks like all the nasty stuff is staying north of you guys. Raining pretty good in Moorestown, lots of wind. Yep, I see that. So I'm going to leave it on this particular radar just because... Oops, sorry. Just because it has the hail detection on it. And so that's really the lone concern right now with this current warning in place. All right. So we'll wait it out. I mean, I tell you, if we can get through this here, do you know if Muncie's watch... Well, so Savannah, technically it is until 1 a.m., but the tornado, Muncie and Delaware County specifically, is on the western edge of that watch that extends all the way into Ohio. And so the logical thing would be that Muncie would probably get trimmed back a little bit earlier than that. So I don't think it'll go until 1 o'clock. So you guys just saw the live update there on the right-hand side. So on the left-hand side, you see this reflectivity, what we typically show you guys for radar, right? Normal radar that you're used to. On the right-hand side is a product inside the radar. It's called vertically integrated liquid. And what this does is it shows, excuse me, shows me hail. If I step it back, you see, I only have 2 frames that I can show there, but it has certainly weakened with that hail core there. So I will be interested to see if they're going to extend this one. And like I said, guys, I think we're kind of at a point now that if that doesn't get extended, I want to flip over to, and that's not what I want to do. I just want to take a look at some rotation here, if there is any anywhere. There might be. To watch the Shelby County storm. It is finally raining at my house. We have not really had much. There is a whole lot of lightning. Anderson's okay right now. You got the old 7-10 split, looks like, with the storms. You had one that moved to the north, and you got a whole lot that's kind of down to the south. But outside of that, you're in good shape in Anderson. You may escape this with literally no rain. Just got a picture of the storm in Delaware County. Oh, okay. So that was on. Is there any good way to share these photos too? Just north of Dale. Oh, so that's 67. That's 67. And 69. I was just looking. I know you guys can't see the picture. I'm kind of talking out loud, but looked like a pretty ragged looking storm. Weather Service was just asking if he's seeing any rotation or anything like that, but just don't think a lot of these storms are spinning much. Is that one storm going to hit St. Paul? Let's see, St. Paul. So you've got the Shelbyville storm. It's gonna be a close call. It may just miss you to the north, but it'll be close. Just sent your YouTube link to my parents so I don't have to talk to them about that. Hey, I appreciate all the viewers. I don't know if I'm going to start doing dedicated Iowa. That's funny. All right. Oh, good. Okay. So my OBS is completely locked up, but good news is it's still changing graphics. So, all right. So we're just kind of playing the waiting game right now, guys. I would venture to guess they will probably allow this warning to expire. This is that technically goes until 7:30. They may hang on to it. It's moving east at 45. So where the hail core is, I can do a manual timeline here. Possibly. All right, so I can flip back over to this and show you guys this real quick because playing around with this is all new to me. Storm track, where the hail core is. New Whiteland, or at Whiteland at 725. Now, this is I know it's already raining in some of these spots now, but the actual warned part, and I just said they actually did extend the warning. So Greenwood and Franklin are now technically included in this. Fairland at 741 and Rushville at 810. All right. So that's the next in line. They did extend that, so we will stick around. That is, let me go back to, again, it's mainly a hail threat, potential for 60-mile-per-hour winds as well. But they did decide to extend that warning. Seeing some broad rotation. Oh, that's for the Muncie, sorry. Okay, so... All right, so they're concerned with a little bit of wind still and a little bit of this hail. You can see it is weakening, though. In fact, there's actually, you get it toward Greenfield, you're getting more of a hail core trying to get going there. And there might be a little bit of some rotation trying to get going over there, too. Actually, the winds might be a little bit rough here. Let me see if I can flip over to this. I don't know if my color table on this is very good. It is not. That is awful. So is that. So let me go back to, we're going to go back to my level 2 here. There we go. Since that hail core is kind of diminishing. So we do have some, might have some gusty winds right now. West end of Greenwood. It's already crossed over 69 and 37. I guess technically right here it's already I-69, right? So now it's approaching 135. I'm a little concerned with that little, you got a couple little eddies in here. You might have, it's peaking about 45 mile per hour gusts. So watch that line as it moves through. Here's 135. So Bargersville, you're going to be next in line. We might get a little bit of a... Mooresville's okay. You're fine. Mooresville is just raining right now. You're technically in a... Actually, I think that warning has been canceled. Oh, no, it's going until 7:30. But the real rough stuff is gone out of Mooresville. A lot of lightning and some heavy rain for you, but you're in the clear. Jessica, we are indeed under a risk for severe weather. I can show you that real quick since we have a little bit of a break. SBC has a... Sorry, I don't have like a live view on my preview screen, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to be a little delayed. Enhanced risk again, it's a level 3 out of 5, but that's down in southern Indiana. Indianapolis is in the yellow, so that's a slight risk. It's a level 2 out of 5, and then northern Indiana at a level 1 out of 5. In terms of the threats... wind is going to be one of the primary concerns here. Much higher threat down south. Tornado threat is also south. The green would put us in kind of a 2%, so it's a pretty low-end threat for the Indy Metro and non-existent in northern Indiana. But southwestern Indiana, you see the yellow plus the hatch. That means that they could have significant or larger, stronger tornadoes. And then hail, I think, is also the other concern. So mainly going to be a wind and hail threat for tomorrow. Hatched area means we could get bigger hail, like ping pong, golf ball size hail in the hatched area. So that'll be basically along and south of I-70. Okay, so wind and hail primarily the concern for tomorrow. And kind of the same time frame. It's going to be probably late afternoon into the evening hours, okay? So, back to radar. And again, we're looking inside the storm. We got some pretty gusty winds that are closing in on Greenwood, Whiteland, Bargersville. I just got my alert from my Wish TV weather app. Says a storm is approaching home. So I'm about to... I don't know if I want to say, I hope I don't lose power. It seems like every time I ever say that, and I'm doing a Facebook Live, it happens. So we're hoping for the best. Know this, if I end up losing power, I'll try to... Oh, yeah. We're getting some hail. Let me take a peek real quick, gang. Yeah, we're getting some pea-sized hail right now. Just lost my chat. What happened? Ooh. That might have been a little bit bigger than pea size. Definitely getting some hail at the homestead, though. And I would venture to guess that we're going to get some pretty good winds kicking up here pretty soon. I just lost my chat. Sorry, guys, if you guys are asking questions for whatever reason. For whatever reason, I cannot get my chat back. Hmm. There we go. We're good, and we're back. How concerned should I be with the storm coming into Rush County from Shelby? It's a, it's a, it's a good sell there. I think there's a little bit of hail, some heavy rain. You got a little bit of lightning. So if you live in the, Rushville, Milroy area, I'd say really the roughest part of this is this one coming in through Johnson County, though. Greenwood, Whiteland. It's still hail, really heavy rain right now. We're still pinging the window with some hail here. So, all right. So we got some good hail coming in here. Yeah, I just think it sounds a lot louder than what it is. I mean, there might be a couple of quarter-sized ones from the sound of the ping on the window, but message me a pick near Shelbyville. Okay. All right. Well, my Facebook Messenger wants to be kind of dumb, so. Oh, here we go. That's definitely still hailing. I'm really waiting on this wind here. I should be feeling kind of the brunt of it here shortly. Well, actually, the worst of it's probably already past me. New Whiteland, though, it looks like you got a little burst there. Almost peaking at 50 miles per hour on the brightest of those colors. And if you're in Greenwood, Bargersville, Whiteland, you might have this hail here for a little while, guys. So we can, let me see. I'll go back over to the other radar that shows the hail, because it doesn't seem like the wind has been tremendously bad, which I like. But there's the hail product again. Greenwood, Whiteland, I mean, we're getting up to an inch. Bargersville actually may have it a little bit worse right now. And amateur radio is kind of confirming what we said already. We're ahead of the game. Pea-size hail in New Whiteland, so we already kind of passed that report along. So we'll wait and see. This is a slow mover. It really hasn't intensified much. We don't have a lot of rotation. It looks impressive on radar. I haven't seen any indications of crazy wind with this. Rain is pouring in Muncie. Thank you, Savannah. Appreciate that. Still hearing a few dings outside, not a ton, but... And that was the thing, I didn't hear... it wasn't like a high quantity of hail. You just heard like a ding, ding, ding every once in a blue moon. Like it wasn't a ton of hail. Wasn't exceptionally large. There might have been a bigger stone here or there, but not frequent. All right. Well, that's interesting. You see that, guys? So this really kind of ramped up, and there's a good little hail core now that's getting going between New Whiteland and Franklin right now. Jane Carmel is nice. Honestly, you're good. You are in good shape, and you're probably, I don't know if you're completely in the clear, but I think you're probably fine and clear of any significant severe weather. This one is really ramped up, though, near Whiteland. Or, well, yeah, I guess it would be Whiteland. Because it's saying New Whiteland. I don't have my roads here, but looks like it's just south of Whiteland Road. Okay? So just south of the high school. Good little hail core right there. Really kind of expanded. Hail core's almost out. I mean, it expands all the way up into Greenwood, but you can see it's much higher here. Down in between Whiteland and Franklin, essentially. Greenwood looks like you're about done with... you know, if you live on the, like near the Main Street area on the east end of 65, you could have a little bit of hail, but it looks like most of Greenwood is in the clear of hail right now. So really the lone area we're watching is, pardon me, the Whiteland area. Yeah. It depends, Eric, on where you're at, brother. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I see who it is now. Yes, it is safe. You're good. Don't let anybody weird neighbors come over, though. So we're waiting this one out here, guys. Again, you guys bear with me here. I might try to, let's check the old Twitter box here. I'm interested. Michigan looks like it was pretty rough. They had several tornadoes that were reported. They still have several tornado warnings in Michigan right now. Let's see. There is a little bit of rotation up in Muncie. I am not seeing a ton of action there. There's been some chatter on the weather service, but I mean, even looking back at it, it was extremely broad, so not overly concerned with that. All right, so basically it's a hail threat, and it's down in Johnson County right now. You got some noisy storms, no doubt, approaching the State Road 9 corridor from Pendleton to Greenfield to Shelbyville. You got some scattered storms that are up around the east of Muncie, around Newcastle, Knightstown, Rushville areas, but right now we're in pretty good shape. Let's see what we got here. Haven't seen any videos coming in from haven't seen any videos of anything too nasty coming out of Michigan yet. So as many tornadoes they have, I'm not seeing a lot of videos of damage or anything like that. That's a good thing, so we'll take that. Well, there's one right there. It's from another TV station. Definitely a tornado on the ground. We'll see if I can share those on social here a little bit. We may be winding things down, though. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate you. Still just hail and wind coming into Russia. Yes, Tanya. Yep. Thank you, Rebecca. I appreciate you. Thanks for checking in. And, yeah, there's still pretty good hail core on that one in Whiteland there. If you guys are in Whiteland, let me know. Looks like the hail core already crossed over, or getting ready to cross over 31. Just south of Whiteland Road, I think. Pretty sure that's Whiteland Road right there. Yeah, that's Whiteland Road. So I guess I could turn the radar off and be able to see it a little bit better. Yeah, so, okay, there's the high school. All right. Obviously, this is the neighborhood that was hit by the tornado last year. Okay. Just kind of point of reference, but the hail is just south of there. So it's, what, like just south of the library? And kind of, I don't know the name of that neighborhood there off of 31. But it's well north of the, it's kind of in between basically Casey's on 31 and, well, now it just moved. But it was between like Casey's on 31 and Whiteland High School. But now it's east. So it's east of 65. So you're starting to get into some real rural areas over there in Johnson County. There's not, I know there's people that live out there, but you're not talking about housing additions or anything like that. So we're going to see what they do with this here, gang. I won't be surprised if they don't extend this into Shelby County just because of the hail. We'll see. Weather Service was really eyeing that rotation in Muncie. It really has weakened. I mean, there was a little bit of a couplet there to have some concern, but it never got high enough for them to even issue a warning. So they were just kind of keeping an eye on it. And thankfully, there was quite a few spotters on that storm, and so they were able to get some visuals on it. So our tornado watch is expired now in Hendricks County. No, not yet. I think they're just kind of waiting for this line to kind of move to the east a little bit, which it is a slow mover. They have actually also now just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Rush County. So this is a hail threat. I don't know why I'm not getting that alert on my feed here. It's a little frustrating, but I think I've missed like 2 or 3 of these. Here we go. Severe thunderstorm warning for Rush and Shelby. This is going until 8:15. Radar indicated 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. Locations include Rushville, Milroy, Glenwood, New Salem, and Manila. It also includes Interstate 74 at mile marker 119. And so that is going to be mainly for hail there, guys. They have canceled. Nope, they have not. Just kidding. I would expect that they're probably going to extend this. So they at least issued the one in Rush County. I would assume that they're going to extend the one in Shelby County. Could be wrong, but just kind of how. So I'll probably call it quits here in just a bit because I do feel at a stopping point now. I don't think things are going to get too nasty from here. Let's just wait and see what they're going to do with this because they got to make a decision here, I would say, in the next, 2 minutes because the hail core is almost out of the warned area. So we'll wait it out. We'll see what they're going to do here. I would venture to guess, though, that we'll probably get an extension for Central Shelby. So it would be Fairland and Shelbyville that would be included in that. So we'll watch the chat. And then I'll sign off. I already see a bunch of you yelling at me. My wife has already sent me a text. I need to go to bed. Because she's one of the few people that I have my phone on Do Not Disturb. There we go. Yes. So new severe thunderstorm warning. It'll pop up here shortly. For Rush and Shelby. Okay. So this is 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail again. Shelbyville, Morristown, Fairland, Manila, Moscow, Arlington, and Bogstown. So I'll let you guys see that warning, and then I'm probably going to call it a night. Because I feel pretty good that I think we're in the clear for anything nasty, okay? Watch out for some of these hail cores. They are kind of pulsing up and down, but our tornado threat is really diminished. Might have a good little hail core, it looks like, down by Gosport, too, okay? Indy, though, you're almost in the clear. Still raining in some spots. Greenwood, you're just about there, too. There you go. There's the new warning. So it includes a good chunk of Shelby County. Shelbyville included in that. All right? So that's that. Just a real quick recap before I head to bed. First of all, thank you for tagging along. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for those of you that were on the YouTubes and give me some feedback on that, making sure everything was working okay. So I appreciate your help with that. We'll do that more often. And just a real quick update that tomorrow I'll give you the quick 10-cent version forecast here. There is a slight risk for severe weather in the metro area tomorrow. Enhanced risk in southern Indiana. And kind of the same time frame for the afternoon and evening. So just kind of be alert for that. All right. Thank you guys. You're awesome. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate the feedback and the chats, the shares, the likes, and all that stuff. So hopefully you guys won't be up as early as I am, but I will be on at 4 a.m. on Daybreak Wish TV TV side. Hope to see you there. Talk to you soon. Take care. God bless.